Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy YouTube Luke coming back at you again. Yes, the draft is now over. We're back home from our trip. I done had a day back at work. Back to reality. Honeymoon is over with. It's all over. But hey, now we got to look forward to the season. Got to look forward to these rookies coming in and these draft picks coming in, and let's see what they could do, y'all. But before I get into that, I just want to talk about a little bit of news. Some of the stuff I'm just recapping that we already know about. But I think today Terrell McClain got cut by the Redskins, so it seems like the Dallas Cowboys may want to sign him back or look into that. I know that with the trade of Switzer and Jihad and getting Jihad Ward, that might take that spot that Terrell McClain could take. But again, we need bodies right now, so they may look into signing them just to see who can make this team. Because, like I said, we have an influx of, and we have a stacked defensive end group, but we need to get these defensive tackles as well. So, hey, if we get him back, that's fine. He did good with us. I don't care what he didn't do with the Redskins. A lot of our players don't do anything with the Redskins, whether they don't want to or not. But it is what it is. It's that Redskin curse, I guess, because they are a dumpster fire. So, with that being said, if we get him back, if we get him signed back, I like Terrell McClain when he was here. He did well with us. I don't know why he didn't with the Redskins, but for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. If he comes back, it's cool. Let's put him in here, put him in rotation, see if he makes this squad. Hey, the best man wins. Looks like Randy um, Gregory or whatever, he's gonna reinstate maybe in May. We'll see what happens this next coming week. If they reinstate him, we get him for the off season for training camp. Put him in here, see if he's focused. If he's not focused and he's still doing the same dumb stuff, get him up out of here. But just let him try. So with that being said, since we're talking about players getting cut, it looks like J.J. Wilcox got cut too. I don't know if y'all want him back, but since we're talking about players coming back, but yeah, J.J. Wilcox is a free agent as well. So you guys already know we got Tavon Austin with getting rid of one of our 3 6 round picks that we had. I said in my earlier video today and in Mark's video when we were in Texas about when it happened that I'm all cool with Tavon Austin being here. I think he'd be a great addition, especially since we traded off Ryan Switzer to the Raiders and he's no longer here. He can definitely take those punt return duties and that special teams. He can handle that because he's done that with the Rams. But the only problem is I think that he's had some fumble issues with the Rams. I just hope that that corrects when he gets here. Looks like the Cowboys want to use him as a hybrid wide receiver, running back type of guy, scat back, kind of like we did with Lance Dunbar. I'm cool with that. But like I said in the earlier video, if we're going to do that, we have to use some creativity. You can't just line them up out there and teams be like, oh, okay, we know Tavon Austin in the game. We know what they're going to do, and they're going to stop it every time. So you can't keep doing the same things. You got to spread them out outside the tackles, set them up like a wide receiver, let them, throw him some sluggo routes. You know what I'm saying? Like do some jet sweeps. Do some different things with him. Some end arounds, just so he can, get his feet together, and that way, other teams when he's in the game, you don't know what you're gonna do with him because we don't want to be predictable again. We don't want another year of people knowing what we're doing and everything like that. So you want to make sure that you keep on par with your players to the point that like when other teams see you across, they don't know what you're gonna do. So yeah. Another thing today, so the Cowboys did sign another one of the Bengals players, and hey, since we got their offensive line coordinator now, we get some of their old players. So we got the Bengals former guard Dustin Stanton. Now he hasn't really played in the NFL yet, but he's been on that team. He's been on the practice squad. Hey, he's a guard. It's depth. If he comes in here and he does well this offseason, hey, look, I'm all for the competition, y'all, because I'm telling you, come training camp, it's gonna be a lot of competition. I'm looking forward to it. These players are gonna do well. Only the strong survive. So you weed the weaklings out, you cut them, and keep it moving. You get your 53 by the end of camp, and you just roll with that. You always got to make your team better. I'm all for that. So with our draft picks now, and like I said, we got Leighton Vander Esch. A lot of fans were upset about the pick, not necessarily because of him. A lot of people just didn't know about him. Me personally, on my mocks, I didn't even have him slated to be in the first round. But apparently, the Cowboys think so highly of him. They salivated over him so much that we were 2 picks away from getting Derwin James in the first round, and they didn't even budge for him. They weren't even thinking about going up. They had their eye on Vander Esch, and that's what they wanted. Now, he's on the team now, so we all have to, support that. We got to get behind that. I feel like this: if it's not necessarily, to me, it's not necessarily a battle between him and Jalen Smith. I feel like, you have a healthy rotation right now, and even if he doesn't start right away, he's going to play a lot of games because he's going to play in a lot of games. He's going to get a lot of snaps because, it's going to help Jalen, stay up so Jalen doesn't have to get back in coverage. You can use him for that. It's going to help Sean Lee stay healthy because you got him in the game. So I feel like they just move some things around. I feel like if you put Jalen in the middle, you got him on the strong side, Vander Esch on the strong side, and you put Sean Lee on the weak side. That's solid right there. And then we still got Thomas that we got in free agency from the Packers. Use him as depth. I think that some of the draft picks that we have, they'll come in and add depth. But again, like I said, I feel like this linebacker core right now on paper is more solid than it has been in a long time. So I think with Vander Esch here, things will get better. I mean, even if he's not a day one, um, just immediate impact, he will be by the end of the season, definitely. But he has the intangibles. But again, you want to make sure this defensive tackle position is solidified because you don't want Vander Esch taking on all these blockers because that is his weakness. But the boy can tackle. The boy can hit sideline to sideline. I mean, he knows his assignments and he's a smart player. And I feel like he's going to do well with that in that role. You just got to use him correctly. And again, you got to play your players to your strengths because if you're not, it makes it seem like they're a bust. Sometimes even when they're not. But if Cowboys typically run 2 linebackers and 6 DBs anyway, so either if it's him and Jalen on the team or Jalen and Lee or Vander Esch and Lee, either way, they're gonna have a healthy rotation. I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, I can't wait to this rookie camp, these OTAs. I can't wait to training camp. I just want to see all of this in action. Like I'm so excited about it. So the second pick we got the tackle. Well, it says the tackle, but we're gonna use him as a guard, Connor Williams. Now I think that's a really good pick. You can literally put him. You can put him right there in you can slide him right there in that guard position. Now it's going to be some competition. We don't know what's going to happen. In my opinion, if he's good enough to start, if he takes that spot that Jonathan Cooper, if he takes Jonathan Cooper's spot, because now he's with San Francisco, you got a healthy rotation right there. Because even if Tyron Smith gets hurt, you can plug other players in there. We still got Marcus Martin, we got Fleming. So you can use these guys as swing tackles. You can use these guys and put them in their, use them in their strength. You know what I mean? Like even when, we most of our offensive linemen have been pretty healthy outside of Smith. But again, you just want to watch that Tyron Smith. You want to make sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's, and that's all you got to do. You got to make sure that you got depth because that's one thing on this team that we haven't had in a long time. Is depth, and that's the reason why we haven't been as far. We always had solid starters, but if they get injured, that next man up wasn't that next man up. So with that being said, we got to make sure that we cover our butts on that. So I think that Connor Williams is going to be an elite player. I watched some tape on him. Only weaknesses I really see is that he's athletic. But sometimes, like he gets off balance a little bit and he falls over. But especially if you got like a speed rusher or somebody like somebody that's got elite moves like a Von Miller or Aaron Donald, you know, might slip past him. But again, he's got to learn. He's going to go up against these NFL rushers, and he's going to learn very quickly. But I feel like he has the skills and the athleticism to knock people off the ball. Like I said, I've watched some of his tape. He can definitely do that. But again, on this NFL level, you're dealing with faster and stronger players, so you have to work around some of their bull rushes. You got to work around some of their, they're pushing and pulling, and when they punch you, you got to make sure that you're not on the weak end of that. So I got I got pretty good confidence in him. I love the pick. I'm happy about that one. So in the third round, we got your boy Michael Gallup. Now, Michael Gallup he's a short player. I mean, he's about 6 foot. I give him 6'1". Kind of light in the butt, but I'm gonna tell you, that boy is a smooth route runner. And you look at Dez when Dez is on this team. He ran what 5, 6 routes. This guy ran 10 to 15 different type of routes, and he did all of fluid. I mean, I feel like he's gonna play that X role. Him and Hearns, I think, are going to be the top two receivers on this team. Like I said, we'll see what happens in training camp, but I think that Michael Gallup is going to play his way up to that level. Now, I'll be honest with you, there is no receiver on this team right now is going to replace Dez. None. You're not going to replace that production, but you can get close with this Michael Gallup guy. He's young, and he's scrappy, he's physical, he can high point the ball. And I mean, he's got speed. He ran a sub 4.5. So I mean, you can't. There's no denying that. So with Michael Gallup, I think we got a. That was a good pick in the third round, and it was a steal in my opinion. I actually like him better than Cortland Sutton, but I know some of you guys may not agree, but that's just how I feel. And I'm pretty sure that Brad Sham, I can see him right now in the announcing booth. As soon as Michael Gallup scores his first touchdown, he's gonna be like, Michael Gallup's in for the touchdown. He's corny as I don't know what, but it's funny at the end of the day. But like, like I said, he's gonna play that X role, and I'm just excited to see these receivers, him and Hearns together. I think that's gonna be a dynamic duo. Like I'm really high on that right now. Like I'm with it. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm ready. Now, some of you guys say Cole Beasley won't be here no more. We'll see. A lot of you guys don't like T. Will no more. I love his blocking in the offense. I mean, you guys forget that, when Ezekiel Elliott was running through the secondary of these defenses, Williams was there helping block and leading the way. Like in that Pittsburgh game last year when Ezekiel Elliott had all of them long runs. That was a lot of that was Williams blocking. You go back and look at those tapes. Williams plays a bigger role in this team than you guys think. I know he didn't have any touchdowns last year. I don't know what happened with this wide receiver core as a whole, but for whatever reason, that is what it is. But I mean, like I said, I feel like he served his purpose. I'm not down on T. Will like a lot of people are, but some of you guys. Hey, I guess you guys say you tell it like it is, but y'all be crucifying that boy. But he's a body catcher. But whatever the team plans to do, I know that he's still coming off of a foot injury, so I really doubt that actually might save him from getting cut. Now, if they cut Cole, we still got depth on this team. I still want to see what Noah Brown can do. I want to see what Lance Lenoir gonna do. I really was high on Lance Lenoir. He didn't make the team. He was on the practice squad. But I'm telling you, Noah Brown and Lance Lenoir, they have been at the facility. Ever since they were able to come back and train at the facility, they've been there every day because they look at it like this. Hey, all these guys getting released, I'm not trying to be on that chopping block. They was outside. They was out there getting it. They was not playing no games. They were making sure that they was studying and doing what they need to do. So by the time OTAs come, they're in shape and they're ready to go. Because, like I said, only the strong will survive. If you don't ball, you're going to get left out. And Stephen Jones right now, he's making an example out of people. He's telling you, look, ain't nobody safe. I don't want nobody on this team being comfortable. I'm assuming that they just got tired of Dez being comfortable and Dez talking and splitting the locker room for what they think it was. But like I said, if you guys watch All or Nothing, you are going to see the side of the Dallas Cowboys that you've never seen before. You're going to see a different Jason Garrett. You're going to see um, what went on from with these receivers and why everything is happening right now. So, I mean, I'm gonna go binge watch it as well. Like, I'm telling you, like it when you actually see the inner workings of a team and what goes on behind closed doors when the cameras are not on. I mean, you will be shocked. You're, when you think certain things and you think this is what it is, it's really something totally different. So that's what that is. And then we have Dorrance Armstrong. I wasn't too big about this pick because he is a defensive end. Considering that we have a stockpile of defensive ends, I wanted a defensive tackle. I think that we needed to solidify that. And to me, Dorrance is great for the 3-4 defense. We run a 4-3 defense. Now in a 3-4, he's going to be a outside linebacker. You know, in a 3-4 defense. Him putting his hands on the ground. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but I don't think that he's an impact player right away. I think he's gonna have to develop. It's gonna take him a year and a half, to get with it. But I mean, he has the skills. He reminds me of a David Irving. He's tall. He's about 6'5". He's got a crucial, wingspan. But again, he's still a development. I think that if they put him on that weak side, on the opposite side of D-Law, when he starts to develop, depending on what happens with Randy Gregory, but you put him on that side, I think that he can get off the ball. But again, to me, he was more of a 3-4 defensive player, which is more like the linebacker position than the 4-3. But hey, if it works out, it works out. If he comes to this team, like I said, I'm optimistic about all of this. But again, we have a stockpile of players. All these players not going to make the team. So at the end of the day, only the strong survive. I mean, they can always put him on the practice squad because he is a draft pick. So we did get a tight end in this draft. This was right after the Cowboys found out that Jason Witten was mulling retirement. Now, sources say that Monday Night Football, or he's supposed to be taking John Gruden's spot now that John Gruden is coaching the Raiders. Now, if he takes this job, he's going to be making more money than he did when he played. So for most people, that's a no-brainer. He is getting up there in age, and a lot of people say, hey, the Cowboys probably ain't going to a Super Bowl this year, so why are you still playing? But I'm always gonna have mad love for Jason Witten. Jason Witten is already stamped as a future Hall of Famer. Gold jacket Witt, old man Witt. Now, granted, he's slow as I don't know what, and he'll only gonna get you 8 yards per carry. But the boy, I mean, he's still respected in this league, and whether he retires or not, I'm still gonna love him. I'm still gonna respect him. It is what it is. Now, both Jerry Jones and Jason Garrett are trying to get him to stay, but I'm like, you looking at this money that he's about to make over here, as opposed to what he's making as a player. And he's probably thinking like, okay, well, if I retire, you guys are going to try to get $5 million back from me because you can do that. Because normally when you retire early, you can recoup some money from players, i.e. what happened with Kyle Orton when he decided he wanted to retire after he got all that money. So Jason Witten has always been a voice of these young guys. I mean, he's definitely like the model player. Even this draft pick that we got, Dalton Schultz, the tight end out of Stanford, he models himself after Jason Witten. I mean, most young tight ends do, because Jason Witten is the model tight end. Now, granted, like, you're going to be faster than him because, Jason Witten is not built on speed, but he never really was fast coming in the league. But he was a safety blanket for both Tony and Dak. And, like I said, whether he leaves, we'll find out on Wednesday what his fate is. But what I would say, the good thing about him leaving is these young guys can get a chance to get on this field and show what they can really do. We still got Blake Jarwin. We still got Jeff Swain. We got Connor Schultz. A lot of you guys, I've heard a couple of you guys say that Rico Gathers is going to be the best tight end in the league. Now, hold on now. Let's not get too hasty on that, because you're talking about a basketball player that's converted into playing football and hasn't played football since middle school. Now, granted, he has the athletic ability. You've seen what he did in preseason last year before he had his concussion. He did great. I'm cool with all that. I love Rico Gathers too. But I'm just telling you from the Cowboys standpoint, then I don't think they're feeling him like that. I hope that they give him the opportunity because why did you waste a 6th, 7th round draft pick on him last year if you weren't going to do it? And in my opinion, Cowboys are not good at these project players and getting them up to speed like they're supposed to. That's just how I feel about it. But again, if they can get him where he needs to be, I'm all for it. If he comes in here in training camp and he kills it and he's concussion free and he makes his team, but what I'm telling you is like with that stuff that he did in the offseason with the music video, the Cowboys just feel like he's not focused. They think that his IQ is, I don't know what they meant by his IQ. I don't know if they meant football IQ or if they're just trying to say he's dumb. Now, if you're talking about football IQ, of course he don't have a extensive football IQ because he was a Baylor basketball player. I mean, he could have gone into the NBA draft, but he decided to play football. So he was a project player. You knew that coming in. So I don't understand why they would say that. But like I said, I'm not in that locker room. I don't know what they mean by that. But just so y'all don't get disappointed, I'm just saying, don't get disappointed if Rico doesn't turn out to be what you wanted to be. And it'll suck if he goes to another team and all of a sudden they know how to utilize him, and then he becomes another Gronkowski or something. But that's what happens. Sometimes we let these players go and they go be dominant somewhere else. But without Jason Witten on this team, these guys can step up and do what they need to do. Like I said, we'll see what happens in training camp. It's going to be competition at every position. A little bit about Schultz. He is 6'6", 244 pounds. To me, he's like a balanced player. He's decent at catching the ball. He's a pretty good blocker, and we need that. We need somebody that can do both in here because, like I said, if Jason Witten leaves, we definitely need some tight ends that can block because that's going to help Ezekiel Elliott in this running game. Period. The next guy, I am excited that the Cowboys drafted him. Mike White, quarterback out of Western Kentucky. Now, for him to drop to the 5th round is asinine to me. But at the end of the day, when you look at the way that these people draft these players, they go by schools. Now, if you go to USC, you go to Alabama. The NFL loves Alabama players. You go to Alabama, you could suck and get drafted high because Alabama is it's one of the greatest college programs. You go to Michigan, you're going to get looked at. But this quarterback was from Western Kentucky. How many of you guys know anything about Western Kentucky? Do you know any player that came out of Western Kentucky? I'll wait. Okay. So, and if you guys are watching the Senior Bowl, he killed it in the Senior Bowl. In my opinion, don't kill me on this, but I think that he was better than Josh Rosen. He's mobile. He can move around. Some people say he's not accurate, but I watched this film from college, and that boy was throwing deep balls. I've seen him throw the ball off balance and throw 60-yard bombs for a touchdown. So I look at it like this. Both Dak and Cooper Rush need to watch their back because this young guy coming in here, I feel like he's going to light it up in the preseason. And they're definitely going to have to carry three quarterbacks because if you put him on a practice squad, somebody's going to poach him quick, especially if he does well in an NFL preseason. But I'm high on him. I don't know. I just feel like some of these people were drunk because I don't know how he dropped to the 5th round, but thank God that we got him because we need him for depth. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback. Give him a couple of maybe his 3rd year, he should be solidified. But the reason, in my opinion, the reason why Josh Rosen probably went higher is because he's more NFL ready. I get it. But as far as raw talent, this guy has it. Mike White has it. I'm telling y'all, go look at him from Western Kentucky. You know what? Don't even do that. Go watch the Senior Bowl. And he was beating out Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield went 1st overall to the Cleveland Browns. But, I'm not even going to talk about Baker Mayfield because I thought that was a stupid pick. But, because me, in my opinion, I think that he's another Johnny Manziel. But it is what it is. It ain't my team, so I don't care about it. Chris Covington, offensive linebacker out of Indiana. IU, baby. That's where I'm from, Indiana, baby. So, this guy is definitely a. It's gonna take him. He's not an impact player right now. He's got the intangibles to play in the NFL. But I feel like if he makes this squad, I feel like he would take the role of Kyle Wilbur when Kyle Wilbur left this team. I think that he'll play special teams and he'll take on that role for depth purposes. I think he'll be a solid rotational guy, um, but he definitely needs some development. And that was our sixth round pick. So Cedric Wilson, our second sixth round pick, wide receiver out of Boise State. So the second Boise State player that we got in the draft this year. I don't know what it is about the Cowboys, but they love Boise State. They love them some Boise, Idaho. They love them Mountaineers. They love them Mountain Boys. Them big country cornfed boys. Yeah. So Cedric Wilson, wide receiver. He has potential impact. This guy, actually, his dad played in the NFL, so he's a junior. So I'm really high on Cedric Wilson. I like him. I think that he can actually bump up this wide receiver core. If he comes in here and just dominates, that is going to be a steal in the sixth round. I feel like he has the ability. Now, I feel like Hearns and Gallup got that 1 and 2 position down pat, but everybody else better watch out. Cole better watch their back. T. Will better watch his back. All the other guys that's under him, Noah Brown, all them better watch their back because this guy, Cedric Wilson, don't hate on him because when I'm talking about smooth, fluid guys that can catch the ball and has good vision, I'm telling you, that run after catch, he's got it. So, our seventh round pick, Bo Scarborough, Alabama. He didn't really play much in college. Now he did a lot of spot duty. He had a couple of touchdowns. Now I've seen a little bit of tape on him. When I tell you that this guy is a bruiser, I mean you're not stopping this guy. If you put him in there on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, he is gonna get the first down. He's gonna get in there. You're not gonna stop him. I don't care. Goal line, goal line stands. That's where this guy is gonna be big. Now Ezekiel Elliott might not like that, but I feel like you get him in there, it's a two-headed monster. But I really doubt that he makes this team. I think that they'll probably put him on the practice squad, make him scout team. So whenever we play a team with some tough running backs or tough bull players, they're probably going to use him in practice as that person to block against. But if Bo gets better and if he knows how to do special teams, that's how he makes this team. If Bo plays special teams well, he can take that void that we had from Keith Smith and stuff like that. But don't forget, we do got Jameis Olawale, which is a great blocker, and he can run the ball. So, guys, I'm excited. We got some runners. You got Ezekiel Elliott. You got Rod Smith back there. Now we got Tavon Austin because they're going to use him as a Swiss Army knife. You got now you got Bo. So we got, oh my God, we got endless possibilities. This Cowboys team right now has the ability to be that pick your poison offense that I've been talking about for years. And we were that before. Now, again, other teams, when they play us this year, our offense is totally different. I mean, they revamped the wide receiver core. Like I said, there's only a few guys they're still on the team that was even there last year. So Dez is not here anymore. So Dak can concentrate on throwing the ball around instead of trying to force it into Dez all the time. So there's going to be no more conversation about, oh, why this guy got this many targets, why this guy didn't get this many targets. It don't even matter because now you can spread the ball around and pick your poison, bro. Any day. Michael Gallup could have a great day one day. Hearns could have a great day. Hell, if T. Will's on this team, he can have a great day. You never know. So I'm telling you guys, the opportunity, oh my God, it's endless. I'm super excited. Like I look at it like this. I think that one big thing that we're gonna lose with Jason Witten and Dez Bryant not being on this team anymore is our red zone threat. Now, again, I don't know what these young guys can do. I haven't seen them. If they come out here and ball and do their thing, I'm all for it. But that red zone threat that we had, the back shoulder fade to Dez. Jason Witten was always good in the red zone and getting open and getting free off that line. So, if Jason Witten can, at least come back, sometimes and help these young tight ends develop, that's even better, because we need that. So, even with our defense, like, I'm happy about these young, scrappy guys. There's some dogs, man. They ready to go. They are ready to go. Chris Richard is in here now. Hopefully he come in here and coach these guys and bring that Legion of Boom defense from Seattle to the Cowboys, so the Cowboys can be the Legion of Boom. You know what I mean? And America's Legion of Boom. That's what it's gonna be. So, like I said, this is gonna be an interesting offseason. Rookie mini camps coming up in May. Uh, we got OTAs, training camp in July. Oh my God! Like, I'm just, with all this competition that we have right now, it's gonna be some fights. It's positive fights. It ain't gonna be like, but it's gonna get scrappy, and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be football like Cowboys needed to be, and hopefully I can try to get out there to Oxnard. I don't know, my money ain't right, but we'll see what happens. But with that being said, I think that's all I got for y'all. Anything else, I'll post another video tomorrow. But, like I said, like Mark Holmes says, you can't sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. There's always something going on every minute, every day. You wake up in the middle of the night. You wake up in the morning. What? It's something else going on. So, like I said, you sleep, you miss it. So, but that's why we here as YouTubers, man. To keep y'all in tune, to give y'all differences perspective. E2, keep it real. That's what I do all day, every day, baby. Like, I let you know, and I try to give it to you from different angles, because I don't, I tell you guys my views, but a lot of stuff that I say is based on what I see that the team is doing. And like I said, I do a lot of researching and studying on the actual team and seeing where their mindset is. And a lot of times I don't agree with a lot of stuff that they do, but hey, I'm not a coach. I'm not as good as these guys are. Apparently they know better than me. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like if I give you my perspective along with their perspective, again, there's three sides to every story. There's right, wrong, and and it's right, wrong, and it's what is perceived. Now, you don't want to assume, because that makes a butt out of you and me. But at the end of the day, we try to give you the best content as possible. I know I do. But, with all that being said, I just want to thank everybody that came to holler at me at the draft. I appreciate y'all. Y'all showed me mad love in Texas. I'm truly grateful for everything. I'm humbled by everything. Shout out to Virginia Finest, man. You've been cool. Shout out to Thomas, man. I appreciate you helping us get everything together and getting to the parking lot. I appreciate that. Thanks to all my subscribers, man. I love y'all. I appreciate the love that I'm getting from y'all. And if you haven't subscribed yet, get from under that rock. Subscribe to your boy. Make love to that subscribe button, man. I'm telling you. Put that bell on, Let it ding. Let it ding. But with that being said, I'm out. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Until next time, y'all, have a great evening.